Greetings, guys. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Monette, and this is my channel, Evolve with Monette. For those of you that are new here, I am a professional intuitive empath, and today we're going to get right into the subject at hand, KARL, LENTZ, and his karmic. For those of you that are not familiar, I'm going to be using words, letters, and abbreviations like DFDM. It means divine feminine and divine masculine. KARL LENTZ, a pastor that rose to fame several years ago, has recently come under escandalo because he was caught with his mistress and unceremoniously released from his very lofty position at Hillsong. Now, Hillsong is a dynastic church that originated a lot of the praise and worship music that populated our world throughout the 90s and the 2000s and still today. I could listen to a Hillsong song right now, My Jesus, My Savior, Lord, there is none like you. All of my days, how long to praise the power of your mighty name. Their music is iconic if you grew up Pentecostal and or any kind of religion of faith that sang and had a lot of praise and worship. So I love and that music and got to see them live. But what you need to understand about the church and the structure is that they are a dynasty. So he was released, and the reason he was released a few days later is, and he admitted, I cheated, I broke covenants with God and with my partner, his wife of 17 years, and their children as well, is because he fell under the temptations of a Delilah. I mean, that Delilah wouldn't tempt anybody, would she? But he fell under the temptations of a Delilah. He was Samson, and someone cut his hair, they cut his power. And I thought that there is a powerful lesson here for us divine feminines on this journey that saw the karmic coming from a mile away. Now, what's interesting about this story is that we all had an idea this might be his fate, and it's surprising that he didn't. The reason I say that is because when he rose to fame, it was because he was working with Justin Bieber and Hailey Bieber, and there was a lot of paparazzi around them, and Justin was reclaiming his life and praying over people he hit with the car. Like, there was a lot happening, right? Well, one of the things that I remember was a Joe Rogan podcast where he talks about the picture where Justin and KARL LENTZ are walking, and KARL LENTZ has his shirt off. And he's very attractive, this man, and very unconventional for a pastor, right? He's not what we think our pastors look like. And Joe Rogan commented, I'll see if I can find the link and place it below. He said, I don't know if I would trust a pastor with a dick root like that. And guys, I don't know why, but that tickled me, dick root. I just was like, he does have a dick root. And for any of you guys wondering what a dick root is, it's essentially the carved out place near a man's genitalia where their pelvic muscles kind of protrude and point to their penis, which it, like people with a swimmer's build or any bodybuilder, you might notice those kind of cuts. Anyway, he had this naturally. And Jesus and Mero, who are late night comedians, and they have a show on Showtime, Jesus and Mero, but they are so fun, and you guys should check them out. They're very regular is what they would say, but they are wonderful. And they talked about his attractiveness too in one of their clips, and if I can find it, I will link it below. The thing, and the reason I say this is to say, everybody kind of had a feeling that this would be his great temptation. And it was interesting to me that he didn't do more to safeguard himself. And the reason I think that he didn't and couldn't was because it was written in his Akashic record. So here's where Christianity and mysticism will collide. For those of you that do not understand, the Akashic records is essentially what is called to in the Bible, the book of life, okay? So let's merge. We're all talking about the same thing. But it's the time and dates and the predispositions and the destiny points that take us into pivotal moments and meetings and career movement, okay? So he had a date in his Akashic records. The karmic was on the platter. Now, intuitively as an empath, I intune, and I could be allegedly so wrong that this was not the first. When that came out, what I said was, no, this was the right one. You got the right one, baby. This was the right one. The other people that I have intuited, and I have a feeling that there will be others that do come out. And the reason I say that is because she alluded to as much in her interview with the karmic. She said, I've spoken my piece. I've said this because maybe it will help others too. Now, what happens is our divine masculines will get with a karmic that they don't know from Adam's apple, and they will treat her like she's a queen when in fact she is what? Say it with me, a gutter snipe. Now, God bless this lady and bless her heart and all that southern stuff, but we're going to call a thing because there's something officious about the karmic. I'm not putting blame solely on her. I am going to say, however, that this karmic was the right one, because instead of playing her part and being awestruck by his beauty and his godly demeanor and the way he piercingly looked into her soul while he was running game that I know he has run before. Clearly Joe Rogan saw him running the game before, and other people have all made the same comment, and all he got to be was Icarus flying too close to the sun, a little bit of Hollywood glitterati sprinkled over him, and now you're using Jesus as your wingman. Very interesting, guys. But back to this. So the issue with this karmic is, and the issue with any of us that have battled a karmic, seen a karmic in action, and seen the cravenous effect they can have on what we think is a divine counterpart, is this karmic was greedy and officious. Maybe the karmic that you had to do battle with was the same. And so she wanted to be seen. I know the person I knew had a very officious karmic who needed to be seen. So this one was like, oh, I am not only the right one, but after she disclosed and spilled all of the tea, she's like, run me my money. Where's my bag? Where's the fame? Where's more interviews? Where's my Fashion Nova outfit so that I can come promote my sexiness as I'm getting my revenge body after I was hurt by the pastor? She has Google like the rest of us, and his face is Googleable and recognizable. He is unique looking, a very good looking man, but Delilah got his ass. Now, let's talk about how she got him, because karmics love pillow talk and they encourage your divine masculine to pillow talk. That's why the karmic knows things about you that you didn't know that you knew or didn't know about you, because they are gossiping, because that's one of the lower chakra vibrational things that happens with a karmic. They affect the lower chakras. So he had a loose libido, amen. She talked about it, all the great sex, the hot sexual addiction, the crazy things they would do. They tried to quit each other. She spilled all the tea, and in doing so, she gave us a lot of intel about what goes on and how they lasso in your divine counterpart. That lower chakral energy talks about the root chakra, stability and understanding. The sacral chakra is what she was talking about when she talked about all the sexy time and the energy and how hot it was and how they tried to unfriend each other, but then they refriended each other, and then both of their lips were on the same noodle and the coffee cup, and the Starbucks barista put 2 pumps in each of their beverages, and they knew it was meant to be. Let's talk about the shallow superficiality that attracts the karmic and the divine masculine. Let's also talk about that lower chakra of the root chakra, which is the color red, associated with home, stability, feeling good about who we are and how we provide. What a karmic shows you is exactly who your divine masculine, no matter how much you think he's ascended, feels about himself. That's the lower chakra. Who am I? What is home to me? And I could tell that KARL had a bit of hood in him, not because of his choice whatsoever. This is nothing about her ethnicity or anything, but it is about the vibrational choice to be with a Delilah when he had his Eve at the house. He wanted Delilah, and Eve could be freaky too if we know the story. Let's talk about it. Let's just scramble all this up and put it into modern day. So Eve was willing to do a couple of 3 things for him too, right? Right, divine feminine? What did you do for your divine masculine that was different, right? So, but it wasn't enough, was it? And here's where he gets into trouble. That karmic was put into his life to get him to evolve. The devil, ever cunning, pulled, wait for it, and got him all the way in, and then was like, and now she's going to spill the tea and talk in 5, 4, 3, 2. Good morning, America. And she spilled all of the tea and is going on the rounds. And what I want you to understand is that sometimes it takes a nasty, low-down, gutter snipe sewer rat of a karmic to get your divine masculine to wake up. And you think, but why couldn't it be me that made him evolve? Because not everybody that plants the seed will get to reap the harvest. You planted some seeds in your divine masculine. You helped him see the light. You raised his vibration. You gave of your energy. But sometimes a gutter snipe is the one. They're like the Marines. They go in and they do the real dirty work, right? The reconnaissance. They go in after everybody else is exhausted. And it was time for you to go to kind of like glow up and move on. I don't know what his wife will do in this situation, but for a lot of us, when that happens, Empresses and High Priestess are not usually triangulated. So I wonder how this will fare for them. My prediction is that she will absolutely try to rehab it, because what happens on the reverse side, I have another video coming out about the Dennis theory, is he's created a gaping egoic hole in her, where now she has to face her dark night of the soul. This is his divine feminine, his actual wife at home, because now she's in his lack, poverty, gutter, ghetto consciousness of lack. That's what causes cheating. That's that lower chakral energy, right? He didn't have enough for whatever reason and needed to be validated. Now she's wondering, is she enough? Divine feminines, can you relate? So this is the nastiness that happens when that karmic gets involved. But that karmic in Pastor KARL LENTZ's situation is not only divine retribution and karma for Mr. KARL LENTZ, but also an opportunity for him to dive into the depths of who his God really is. Is he the same God from the same glory yesterday, beyond today? Is he the God of wonders above all majesty? Is he the God of Abraham, Pastor LENTZ? Is he the God of your lower libido? Is he the God of your sacral chakra? Is he the God of your root chakra? Is he the God of that dense energy that caused you to act out? It's a powerful lesson. We all have that energy to be Pastor LENTZ. We all could be tempted, but when you ascend to heights in power, you will absolutely be lifted. Oh, come on, angels, come through, Simply Human. When you ascend to heights in power, you will absolutely be tested. The light gets brighter. Yeah, it's brighter. It shines on you more, and people want to see your character because he does have a calling on his life. Just because he fell doesn't mean that he's still not called. But now we know what his Achilles heel is, and so does the devil. And the devil doesn't give up that easily. For those of you that are inclined, pray for your divine masculine. But for those of you that are inclined, pray for yourself. You are the one who is like his wife now, having to face that egoic death, having to rebuild yourself, and having to ask yourself about your worth. You cannot associate your worth with your divine masculines and their choice. It's a mistake a lot of us make, and we get caught in the competition loop. That's lower vibrational, unhealed energy. We don't want to be there. They have some choices to make. But that's the effect of a karmic in your life for those of you that came here for the salacious part. The poppy news part is the karmic spilled the tea. And the spiritual ascension part is karmics are catalysts for change. No matter how uncomfortable, they make everybody, and they make everybody, not just you, divine feminine, uncomfortable. Some of his darkest days are before him. But you and I know the truth. He not only wanted it, he seduced it, he hid it, he kept it in secret, he lied about it, he nurtured it, he delighted in it, and now it's consumed him. Now the lesson begins. Stay tuned. Come back next time and we will continue to evolve together.